Good morning. Good morning. It is my honor to be the first person to officially welcome you to our Rise and Shine breakfast. If you would like to come find your seat, we will start our program in just a few minutes. If you don't know where your seat is, please go see Catherine up at the hostess table, and she can help you get there. I'll get there in a second, yeah.
I don't think so. I think I'm done. I'm ready to come up here, and I'll drop my guitar case.
Again, if you need help finding your seat, Catherine at the hostess table can help you find that. Okay, if you can find your seat, we will begin our program in just a few minutes. If you need help finding your seat, Catherine at our hostess table can get you there. Okay, good morning. And again, thank you for coming to our first annual Rise and Shine with 510 breakfast. We are so glad you're here. And just a reminder, if you've not gotten your coffee, we have our very own Rise and Shine blend. And I'm going to welcome up Jack, and he will tell you a little bit more about that blend.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jack Stell. I'm here from Bongo, Java today. First off, I want to thank Dr. Sabrina Jones for having me. Thank you very much, Sabrina. We're brewing up some of the 510 Foundation's custom Rise and Shine blend in the back, and also selling bags of this custom label coffee. Bongo's really excited to have this partnership with the 510 Foundation. The coffee you're drinking this morning is a blend of organic fair trade coffee from cooperatives in the Congo, Honduras, Guatemala, and Laos. So it's beautiful organic coffee from all over the world, blended special just for y'all. The mission of the 510 Foundation to help abroad as well as in local communities really spoke to Bongo Java. Is we are a local company who only sells fair trade organic coffee. And we just thought this was a lovely partnership. We're so happy to be here. We've got custom bags for sale in the back, so if anybody really loves what they're drinking and wants to support the 510 Foundation a little bit more, you can buy a bag of coffee to support the cause. Thank you again for having me, and y'all enjoy your breakfast.
Okay, thank you, Jack. And again, if you have any questions about the coffee blend, Jack will be here this morning to talk through that. I am Mariah, and I am the office assistant for the 510 Foundation. And again, we're so glad that you are here. If you have any questions throughout today, you can come find me, and I'll be able to help you get that answer or find someone who can do that. If you're new to our church building, our bathrooms are right here to my left, and you'll find both the men's and women's restrooms over there. If you are going to bid on some of our lovely items in the silent auction. That is actually open until Thursday, October 14th at noon, and you can bid online. You will find a QR code at your table or the link that you can visit to start bidding on those items. And if you're joining us online this morning, we're so glad you're here, and you can find that link on our website, 510foundation.org. Again, we are so glad you are here, and right now it is my honor to invite my lovely boss up, and she has been part of this East Nashville community for 31 years, here on staff for 11, and she does all the incredible things like putting this breakfast on. So it is my honor to invite up Reverend Dr. Sabrina Jones.
Thank you, Mariah. She couldn't do all the things I do if it weren't for Mariah and all that she does. So glad that you are with us this morning. I'm a little taller. I don't know how to adjust this. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me okay. Thank you. This is not my area of expertise. Yeah. Very good. All right. Thank you, Joe. Pastor Joe. If you don't know Pastor Joe, you need to get to know him. Welcome to Rise and Shine, our inaugural event for 510 Foundation. You are our honored guests. We're so glad that you've gotten up early this morning and chosen to be with us. I'm excited about the information that's going to be shared with you today, and I hope you're anticipating hearing great things that are going on right here in your community and around the globe. I want to begin by welcoming Sergeant Jessica Ware. She is the community coordinator for our East Nashville precinct, and she has come out this morning to join us. Would you welcome her, and just in representation of our appreciation for all the officers and what they have walked through? Okay, by the end of this morning, there are 3 things I hope happen. Number 1, that your tummy gets full and the food is enjoyable. Number 2, that you learn a whole lot more about the 510 Foundation and the great things happening there. And finally, that you make a decision to become a 510 champion. And that can occur through volunteerism with some of our ministries that are happening, as well as becoming someone who helps to resource the great things that are happening around our city and around the globe. I want to take just a quick minute, and you always get in dangerous ground when you do this, to shout out for a few people who have done some above and beyond work for this event. To begin with, the 510 board members, directors, staff members, and volunteers, our live musicians with Adonai, Chef Michael Gray and his breakfast team back there, the tech crew, David Wiggard and the facility team, Debbie Hines, who's our finance manager for 510 Foundation, Jack Stell, thank you for being with us today from Bongo Java. Catherine Oliver and Bethany Tibbs did some outstanding assistance with us for this event. And of course, my lovely assistant, Mariah Monk, who you just met. After 30 years of leadership and many, many things that I've been a part of starting throughout my entire career, there is nothing that I can think of that compares to what this morning signifies and the potential impact that this morning will begin to have on what is taking place here locally and again around the globe. So I'm so glad again that you are here. We were thinking about what we wanted to do for an event. There's so many options, and we chose the breakfast. And then after we chose the breakfast, we chose the theme Rise and Shine. You know, when I was a little girl getting up in the morning for school, my mother used to come in the room and throw open the door, flip on the light, and say, "Rise and shine, sunshine." And that's how I would get up every morning. And so all of us are familiar with that as a morning saying, "Rise and shine." But today, we want you to think about it 2 ways. Let it have a dual meaning for you. So, rise, obviously, a getting up. But I want you to think of it as not just getting up, but standing for something. Rise up and stand for something good. Isaiah 61:2 says, "Rise up and shine, for your light has come. For see, darkness will cover the earth. Much darkness will cover the people. But the Lord will rise upon you, and his shining greatness will be seen upon you." And the goodness that comes from that is what we are all about. Shine. We know what that means, right? We think of lights and stars and all of the things, the sunshine. Matthew 15:14-16, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." We want our lights to shine for good, and you are here because you are someone who desires to do good. And so rise and shine. Thank you for being a part of that. Pray that that continues to be a part of your life. So we have been through so much, and we all just want to take that collective sigh of really what these last couple of years have been for people personally and collectively and, across the city, around the globe, all the things we're hearing. And lots of people are feeling discouraged because of it, lots of impact from all the things that have happened. And so I was thinking about, what the 510 Foundation represents, what we're doing, the impact we're having, and how that is something that is pushing back against all of that, if you want to call it darkness, or just sadness, or difficulty, and challenges, and all of those things. And it made me think of a movie. Maybe you've seen this movie. I'm not advocating you go watch it. There's a lot of drama in this movie. But Snow White and the Huntsman was a great movie. And there's a scene in there where Snow White has been poisoned. It is the understanding now of the villagers that if the witch could kill Snow White, the evil witch would take over. She would have the power. And everyone believes that that has happened. You can see her, in her white gown. The huntsman who was sent to kill her has fallen in love with her, and he's sad, and he's leaning over her, and tears are falling, and he's looking down at her sad and feeling defeated, and all the villagers are feeling defeated. And he leans down and kisses her. And as you know the story of Snow White, it's the kiss that was magical, representative of the love that he had for her, that allows her to be resurrected, if you will, come back to life. And so Snow White stands up. But what is so powerful is the next scene that's about to happen in that movie. She walks out. Of course, it's dramatic if you've seen it. And if you've ever seen it, go back and see it again. It's just a great scene. She's walking out barefoot in this flowy white gown out into this dark, gloomy land filled with people just right outside the castle. They're all disheartened. They're all troubled. And she comes out there, and this is what she says. Well, this is about what she says. I'm not quoting it verbatim. But she looks at them, and she says to them, basically, there's a battle we need to fight. And she looked at them, and she said, there is an ember inside every single one of you that needs to be set aflame. And it was so passionate. And she says, who will ride with me? Who will ride with me? And the whole crowd, of course, thanks to Hollywood, throw their fists in the air because they're going to be with her and they are going to fight the fight against, the evil witch. So, not that we're fighting an evil witch, but there are so many people who are broken. They have come into trouble in their lives for one reason or another. There are people who are being oppressed and situations that are difficult, that are just part of life, part of trouble and struggles that people have. And 510 Foundation is a part of pressing into those issues to bring resolution, to impact people's lives, to make a difference, to change it, to change where they are and bring them, lift them up, provide them resources that they need. We've done the smallest thing to some really, really big things just because of the mission behind our foundation. So, rise and shine. Thank you for being a part of this. I want to challenge you today to remember the theme that you have heard this morning as you press out into your day and into your life and into the weeks to come, that we collectively will do what we are talking about this morning. I'm excited for you we're going to debut in just a little bit our theme song, and I can't wait for you to hear it. It speaks all to all of that. So we're going to watch a video now. This is a lengthy video, but we would like to ask that while it's playing that you don't begin to have table conversation, only because what's going to be shared here is so important. I'm excited for the stories. You're going to hear about impact from our ministries through the 510 Foundation. You're going to hear the stories of people whose lives have been changed, transformed, and touched because of what is going on through this ministry. As soon as the video is finished, Ms. Shauna Deal, who's our new executive director of the Adonai Arts Academy, is going to come up, and she is going to introduce our theme song. And then while that theme song is playing, please feel free to get up and grab another cup of coffee or move about the room. If you need to visit the facilities or whatever, that might be a good time. And then when that song ends, we are going to go right into a video, a special presentation, and I'll just leave it at that. We're looking forward to that moment. Thank you again. It is my honor to host all of you today. Please let me know if you have any questions at the end of this morning that I can answer for you. We are just so glad that you are here and you have chosen to be a part of what it is we are doing. God bless you.
Hello, I'm Alan, and my family and I have been truly blessed by the 510 Foundation and several programs that they've offered over the course of our lives in the past few years. Really, we're blessed by the Adonai Arts program that my daughter took an art class with Miss Carol, who is dear to our family just because she was so great to my daughter while she was a part of the art program. My daughter Stella looked forward to Wednesday nights and knew that she was going to have a great time with Carol, and you could tell Miss Carol really had a passion for what she does. We also took advantage of the Parents Night Out program. I've got a daughter and a son that's a little younger, and to be able to drop them off for a few hours with a group of folks that we knew they were going to be taken well care of, and really have a fun time, have some pizza, have a movie, and then be able to pick them up after we've had a night out was just a true blessing to us to have those times away from the house.
My name's Allie Jenkins. I work for Communities and Schools at Warner Elementary. I'm so grateful for our partnership with Nashville First Church of the Nazarene and have seen firsthand how it has impacted our students and families directly. A couple of weeks ago, I was in a meeting with a parent and talking about her child's academic progress. And we knew that her child was in need of some extra support, but what we didn't know is that the family was also in need of items in their home to help their child sleep well at night so she could show up the next day and be ready for school. So the mother disclosed to us that they were all sleeping on their living room couch at night. 2 students that go to our school and their mother. And as soon as she told me that, I knew right away who I needed to call. And that was Nashville First Church of the Nazarene. So I picked up the phone and I called Miss Juanita and I said, I have an ask for you. It's a big ask, but I know you all can do this. And within probably 3 days, Miss Juanita had a queen-size bed, sheets, all the things this family needed to make sure their child was able to sleep well at night. The mom texted me the next morning and she said, Miss Jenkins, I've never slept better in my life. So thank you to Nashville First Church of the Nazarene for not only supporting our staff, our teachers, but most importantly, making sure our students are ready to learn each and every day.
I'm Anna, and I am the co-director of the Emoja Sewing Ministry within the 510 Foundation. And I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've seen with our students in this ministry and how it's really impacted me and my other co-director, Danelle. It's been really great to work with these students, especially because they do come from a refugee population. They're so eager to learn. I remember one day we had a new girl come into the class who had never seen a sewing machine before, and so I got to spend some time with her just sitting down, showing her how to use it, and she picked it up within a day. Another really rewarding thing about being a part of this ministry is the ladies and their eagerness to teach others. And that's one of the goals that they had identified at the beginning of the class that they wanted to do, is to really teach others as well. And so it's been extremely beneficial for us and just really fills our heart to watch these ladies really learn these skills and then want to pass them down to others.
Hi, I'm Audrey, Director of the English Learner Ministry. We have two areas of the ministry. The first one is Communication Junction to help bring our cultures together inside of our church. We have had a meeting where one person from the Haitian culture came out saying they had never spoken to a person from the African culture. Our ministry is working. In addition, we have the English Learner Education Ministry where we teach people English. We have a student, Mr. Samuels, who's been working with Norma Englehart for a number of years. When he first came to us, he could barely say hi in English, and now he's able to walk through the church and say, "How are you?" And when people ask him how he is, he says, "How am I?" If you are interested in being a tutor in our English Learner Ministry, please contact me. And just know that this brings this international church home to your heart. Thank you very much.
I'm Emily, and I've been going to MOPS for, I think it has been 3 years now. I started halfway through the year after I'd had my first child. He's 4 now. I was looking for other moms to be friends with. I'm here in Nashville without any family, and none of my other friends had had kids at the time. So I just felt kind of isolated.
And you're thinking about all the many, many people who deserve an award. But this past year and a half, almost 2 years, has been extremely trying on all of us, as I mentioned earlier. There's one individual who is herself a cancer survivor, and she serves our homeless community every week faithfully. And during COVID, I kept pressing in on her and saying, we need to stop because I care about your health and I don't want you to be exposed. And she continued to press back and say, no, I'm willing to take the risk. We will be clean and stay back there and all the things, but we are going to feed the homeless. So Miss Judy Hayter, if you will come up, we would like to honor you today for your commitment to Emmaus Ministry and the 510 Foundation. We're honoring her. Yep. With the Rise and Shine Award because she continues to rise and shine. God bless you.
I need someone to go to the kitchen and ask Michael Gray to come out. Michael. He doesn't like this, okay? But if there ever was a hero for all that he does, this is it right here, Michael Gray. So he is one of the leaders of House to Home, and you'll hear more about House to Home later this morning. But it has ambitious goals for this year, and he and Esther, who is not here today, who was the other winner of this award, these are volunteers. They get no pay for what they do, and they spend hours and hours and hours doing what they're doing. And in addition to all that he does for House to Home, Michael does things like this. He cooks for us. He cooks for Emmaus. He's a hero. So Michael. You can do coffee if you want to do coffee. We'll stall for another minute to give him a chance. Can we do the thing without the mic?
by the 510 Foundation and several programs that they've offered over the course of our life. Really were blessed by the Adonai Arts program that Hello, I'm Alan, and my family and I have been truly blessed by the 510 Foundation and several programs that they've offered over the course of our lives in the past few years. Really were blessed by the Adonai Arts program that my daughter took an art class with Miss Carol, who is dear to our family just because she was so great to my daughter while she was a part of the art program. My daughter Stella looked forward to Wednesday nights and knew that she was going to have a great time with Carol, and you could tell Miss Carol really had a passion for what she does. We also took advantage of the Parents Night Out program. I've got a daughter and a son that's a little younger, and to be able to drop them off for a few hours with a group of folks that we knew they were going to be taken well care of and really have a fun time, have some pizza, have a movie, and then be able to pick them up after we've had a night out was just a true blessing to us to have those times away from the house.
My name's Allie Jenkins. I work for Communities and Schools at Warner Elementary. I'm so grateful for our partnership with Nashville First Church of the Nazarene and have seen firsthand how it has impacted our students and families directly. A couple of weeks ago, I was in a meeting with a parent and talking about her child's academic progress. And we knew that her child was in need of some extra support, but what we didn't know is that the family was also in need of items in their home to help their child sleep well at night so she could show up the next day and be ready for school. So the mother disclosed to us that they were all sleeping on their living room couch at night. 2 students that go to our school and their mother. And as soon as she told me that, I knew right away who I needed to call. And that was Nashville First Church of the Nazarene. So I picked up the phone and I called Miss Juanita and I said, I have an ask for you. It's a big ask, but I know you all can do this. And within probably 3 days, Miss Juanita had a queen-size bed, sheets, all the things this family needed to make sure their child was able to sleep well at night. The mom texted me the next morning and she said, Miss Jenkins, I've never slept better in my life. So thank you to Nashville First Church of the Nazarene for not only supporting our staff, our teachers, but most importantly, making sure our students are ready to learn each and every day.
I'm Anna, and I am the co-director of the Umoja Sewing Ministry within the 510 Foundation. And I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've seen with our students in this ministry and how it's really impacted me and my other co-director, Danelle. It's been really great to work with these students, especially because they do come from a refugee population. They're so eager to learn. I remember one day we had a new girl come into the class who had never seen a sewing machine before, and so I got to spend some time with her just sitting down, showing her how to use it, and she picked it up within a day. Another really rewarding thing about being a part of this ministry is the ladies and their eagerness to teach others. And that's one of the goals that they had identified at the beginning of the class that they wanted to do, is to really teach others as well. And so it's been extremely beneficial for us and just really fills our heart to watch these ladies really learn these skills and then want to pass them down to others.
Hi, I'm Audrey, Director of the English Learner Ministry. We have 2 areas of the ministry. The first one is Communication Junction, to help bring our cultures together inside of our church. We have had a meeting where one person from the Haitian culture came out saying they had never spoken to a person from the African culture. Our ministry is working. In addition, we have the English Learner Education Ministry, where we teach people English. We have a student, Mr. Samuels, who's been working with Norma Englehart for a number of years. When he first came to us, he could barely say hi in English, and now he's able to walk through the church and say, "How are you?" And when people ask him how he is, he says, "How am I?" If you are interested in being a tutor in our English Learner Ministry, please contact me. And just know that this brings this international church home to your heart. Thank you very much.
I'm Emily, and I've been going to MOPS for, I think it has been 3 years now. I started halfway through the year after I'd had my first child. He's 4 now. I was looking for other moms to be friends with. I'm here in Nashville without any family, and none of my other friends had had kids at the time. So I just felt kind of isolated, and I was looking for other moms that be in a community with, other people who were experiencing the same thing I was, the same struggles. So I joined MOPS and met lots of other moms that I'm great friends with now. Being in MOPS, gave me that community feeling that I was missing. So I've just really enjoyed being a part of it.
Hello, my name is Erskine. I currently serve as the co-director of the Nashville Justice Circle. One of the important things about what this organization has done for me is it has allowed me the opportunity to engage my neighbors with the discussions that we're having in the various pillars. As I've engaged them and gained their interest and trust, it has created what in our mission statement is a stronger and more resilient Nashville. And so as we consider the different things and initiatives that we're a part of, let's always keep in mind the fact that we can talk with our neighbors about these things and find common ground and areas where we can work together here in Nashville. And so thank you so much for your support and encouragement as we continue this journey together.
My name is John Wren, and I'm with Metro Nashville Public Schools, specifically Warner Arts Magna Elementary, where we've been partnering with Nashville First Church of the Nazarene for many years. In some ways, I would tell you Nashville First Church of the Nazarene is our primary partner for impacting our community and connecting with families. About a year and a half ago, we had a situation where a family in our school had a fire and essentially lost everything. My first call was to Nashville First Church of the Nazarene to talk to Pastor Sabrina. Within 48 hours, the church had provided them with bedding, with clothes, with toiletries, with toys, with essential items that they needed. I do not know where this family would be without the generosity and just the kindness and even the speed with which this church is the hands and feet of Jesus Christ.
Hi, I'm Juanita, and I'm involved with Partnership for Schools here at First Church of the Nazarene. And the most exciting thing that happened just this month was that there was a family who needed a bed. Can you imagine this? A bed. And through House to Home, this family got a bed, they got bed clothing, they got sheets, and the lady was just so excited. And if it had not been for our relationship with Warner School, we probably would not have been able to help this lady and her family out.
Hello, my name is Preston.
And I'm Lucy.
And we have been so thankful for all the ministries here at First Church. We've been involved with, Lucy has come to Parents' Night Out, and she calls that Thumbs Up Church because they've done a thing with Thumbs Up, and so she said she always wants to go to Thumbs Up Church. She's done drama camp here. What else have you done here?
I did a lemonade stand to help raise money.
We did. You were raising money for missionaries, and they were calling for people to do that, and so you did a lemonade stand, didn't you? Mm-hmm. And that was really, really fun. Well, all the things we've been involved in, we've just been really thankful for, and we're so thankful to this church and your outreach to the community and to the neighborhood. So thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Richard. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. In 2012, I had found myself once again homeless based on a Hurricane Isaac that had come in. I had battled through homelessness my entire life, from actually my 18th birthday when I left home to live in a car. And I had gotten myself off the streets through work, a lot of hard work, and I'd gotten a house. Isaac came in, put my business out of work for 2 weeks. I lost my home. I ended up moving into an apartment on a couch where I woke up one morning with people making illicit drugs. And so I knew everything was gone wrong. God had always been in my life, but it was always kind of in the background because I was trying to live to survive. And I finally just couldn't do it anymore, and I had to turn to him. And I asked him for a sign, and he told me to go to Nashville. When I moved here, I started living in the woods on the outskirts of East Nashville. Through meeting several different friends outside, I was introduced to the Nazarene as one of the places that we could go to get food. What Emmaus and Catholic Charities helped do was to stabilize my life, to where I could actually focus on not only God, but on trying to get back up. afterwards, I couldn't think of anything better to do than to come back and help the people who had helped me, to volunteer and help in the ministry. And I happen to play music, so Bob asked me if I would come play bass for the Emmaus Music Ministry. And so now, almost for a year and a half almost, I think, I've played bass in the place that used to feed me. I can't imagine my life being what it is now today if it hadn't been for these ministries. They saved my life while Jesus was saving my soul.
Hi, I'm Sandy. I teach for Adonai Arts Academy, and I've been with Adonai Arts Academy for several years as a piano teacher. I think one of the most impactful events that happened in my experience with Adonai Arts was when a grandmother came in. She had seen our information on a sign. And she came in, she really didn't think there was any chance that her grandchildren would be able to take music lessons with us, but she was so longing for that she came in anyway and took a chance. And so I was able to tell her, you know, if you want to have them here, we'll find a way to do it. And we'll bring them in, and we were able to do that. And we were able to love on them and that entire family. I love them to this day. She sat there in tears and said this was definitely something that the Lord sent. And so that meant a lot, to be able to be that for her and for that family. And they in turn blessed me by their presence.
Hi, I am Shauna Deal, and I am happy to say that I am the new Executive Director for Adonai Arts Academy. I am so excited for this opportunity. As someone who grew up in the arts and theater, music, piano, I'm just excited to be a part of this and the impact that I know it has on our community, and I'm looking forward to seeing how we can expand on that and really provide for our families here in East Nashville and all that Adonai Arts can be.
My name is Stephen Kinley. I'm one of the pastors here at Nashville First Church of the Nazarene. Over the summer, my son Cade was able to participate in the basketball camp hosted by NazRec. As a parent, I really enjoyed watching several of the things that he learned. He advanced some of his skills in the basketball department. He got to hear some incredible messages and devotions from our pastors here at the church. Really enjoyed watching him interact with the law enforcement of our community. They did a fantastic job interacting with the kids, and I know my son has a better understanding and appreciation for who they are and what they do.
I'm TJ with Adonai Arts Academy. I have served as music director for a few years, and now I'm serving as theater director. Whenever I see the kids come through every week, whether it's through piano or theater or drums, sometimes I catch myself thinking that, oh, all I'm doing is teaching them music or theater, which is great for math, critical thinking, discipline, working with other people. But sometimes I realize that it's more than that to these kids. And I see when they give me a birthday card talking about how much gratitude they have for being able to come to piano class, or I see these students hugging on their music teacher, and I realize how powerful of a role model that a good music teacher can be, and how important it is that they are Christian.
Life Christian Counseling believes in gifted, caring professionals, but also affirms that ultimate healing comes from God and our personal faith. Through group sessions, individual conversations, and even activity-based personal interaction, individuals and families can take steps towards healing from the past, have an ability to approach daily life with more confidence, and create healthier relationships.
My name is Rebecca Bailey, and I'm a counselor who has partnered with Life Christian Counseling through the ministry of the 510 Foundation. Life Christian Counseling provides short-term mental health services to the church and neighboring communities, often in a time of crisis, for little to no cost. We see clients dealing with a wide range of life issues. However, I especially enjoy working with individuals in addiction and recovery, those with ADHD, anxiety disorders, and trauma processing.
We're excited about a new team of counselors here at Life Counseling Ministry. who is helping us reach into areas that we have not had expertise before. We're better equipped to encourage clients in areas of nutrition, adolescent crisis, play therapy, equine assisted interaction, and recovery from addictive behavior. In addition to our counseling services, Life Counseling Center offers trainings and seminars to help our community deal with life in these crazy times that we find ourselves in. A suicide prevention seminar helped to answer commonly asked questions about suicide. Chris Lott, a counselor from Brentwood, taught participants how to recognize and deal with an individual who may have had thoughts about suicide. During the pandemic, we offered a video seminar on how to maintain your sanity when times for sure seem insane. We asked Terry Atwood, a counselor from Mount Juliet, to share her expertise on fear and anxiety. Some of our counselors even have the opportunity to go into the community as a crisis counselor. In the past month, we have several who have been in Waverly, Tennessee, that was affected by the flood. They also have worked in local hospitals with staff dealing with the pandemic burned out. Life Counseling Center continues to grow and reach our community with a healing message of the gospel of Jesus Christ.
If you are a potential client who's in need, I would encourage you to reach out to Life Christian Counseling so that you can receive the help that you need to journey through life's issues with one of our well-trained counselors who has a heart to serve and support your healing. Financial partners enable us to meet our goal of expanding and lengthening treatment services to our community, as well as providing workshops for parents and groups on mental health topics. As a Christian and a mental health professional, it warms my heart to know that this ministry is meeting the needs of Nashvillians in such a Christ-like and tangible way. Thank you in advance for your support of this vital ministry.
This went on for another 2, 3, 4 years. Me in and out of treatment, drinking and drugging, and came out of treatment one time, and things was going well. I was able to get me a studio apartment, and that's how I met Michael Gray. This guy that was already in the apartment complex was telling me that I needed some furniture, and he gave me the number to Michael Gray, and I called him, and he showed up with me a bed and a couch, and it was a small apartment. I didn't need much, an end table, and I always was a person that wanted to give back, to be of service. So I asked Michael, can I, be a part of the team? And he said, sure. So when Mike needed some help, he would call me, and I would help him out. I couldn't do as much as I wanted to because at that time, my needs from playing football was getting real bad. And so I volunteered with Mike, and I done what I could do. And some kind of way, me and Mike got separated. Mike continued doing his thing. I continued doing mine. And once again, every time I relax on the spiritual part of this program, I end up going back out. And I went back out. Long story short, I finished the program, and through the grace of God, I was able to get me an apartment again. And I met a nice pastor named Pastor Joe. He knew about Mike, and I forgot the name that it was, but he mentioned the name to me, and I forgot that I was volunteering with him. And next thing you know, I told Pastor Joe what I need. Next thing you know, I see, and I called the number, and I see Mike's name come up. So he came up, and he brought the furniture to me, man, and it was a full one-bedroom apartment. And he just brought in everything that I needed, a dining room set, a couch, end tables, lamp, everything that I need to fill the house on up. Utensils, plates, forks, spoons. And we reunited, we talked, and we've been in touch ever since then. I've been sober now for over a year, but it's been a great thing. And God has put some wonderful folks in my life. I feel good today. I'm glad I could be of service. Thanks so much, Mike, for asking me to share part of my story with you guys.
I think the Hope Farm has been the greatest thing that I've ever been involved in missions. My first trip there was in 2014, and that was an introductory trip where we looked at the farm for the first time and didn't really think that it would grow anything. It looked pretty dismal. But with the help of the Lord, and the people there were so involved, the workers on the farm have really come forth and really made something special there. So the first couple of years we grew watermelons. We took a missions trip there and later and put in some shade nets. And as a result of that, now they're growing tomatoes and peppers and other things in the shade nets that won't grow in the hot sun.
It's everything you picture a desert to be. It's also a food desert. I think the nearest, these people don't have cars. They live in huts. You know, they don't have a plumbing or any of that. I think the nearest food sources, place to go buy food, would be somewhere in the 5 mile range. Would you say that's about right? So we're talking people who have to walk to get that. One example that everybody talks about would be Elizabeth. She's a blind lady. She's, I don't know how old she is, 70, 80, somewhere in that range. She might be a lot younger. But she goes and works the farm every single day. And got to meet her son, Daniel, who's 20. He was 20 years old then. It's been 3 years. He's now went to school. Daniel was a rapper. He was kind of a wayward guy. He was going down the wrong path. And since Hope Farm, he's been involved with that. He went to actually go to school to learn about agriculture and has come back and is now working on the farm and being, you know, kind of supported that way and being able to actually carve out a living there in Ware. While we were there, there were these kids that just kept coming while we were working on the shade nets. And they were just unbelievable, adorable kids. And one in particular, his name was Meshach. And he didn't speak a lot of English, but boy, he tried. And we communicated and played with them and just spent time with them. And before we left, he kept saying, he knew it was getting time for us to go, and he just kept saying, David, he said, America. And you just can't understand how hard that is to watch that. Their life is so tough, but they're so resilient. They come out there every day. I missed the part that this kid was there during the day because his family didn't have enough money to send him to school. I think this has like $50 a year. And these kids can't go to school because they don't have that. Now a lot of this farm is putting kids in school. These ladies, it's primarily ladies who are working these small areas, and they're able to put their kids in school, they're able to put food on the table, and it's just really changing lives.
The number one problem remaining at the Hope Farm today is the soil is being depleted very quickly. And we have an idea that if we put a poultry farm there, that would supply us with compost to enrich the soil and make the farm fully sustainable. So we've began that process, and we have plans to put in a quad housing for 4 houses full of laying hens, and that would provide the compost and also eggs for the marketplace there in Ware, which is a real need. So that our goal there is $50,000 to raise for that project, and it will make the farm fully sustainable at that point.
This is Naomi Samuel, and I'm the director of Reaching Beyond International. Thank you very much for your support, your prayers over the years. As you know, there was an earthquake in Haiti a few months ago, and our clinic sustained some damages. We are now working on the repairs of the walls and the rooms that were affected. We're soon gonna begin our operations. We also would like to inform you about the crisis at the border. We have a lot of immigrants, families over there, and some of them are coming to our church. 4 families were received in our church just last Sunday. We are working to bring them assistance that they needed, and we may welcome more in the near future. We ask for your prayers, we ask for your continuous support and your love. Thank you very much for showing us the way of Jesus and showing our people how much you care. We appreciate you so very much. We love you in Jesus. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Wow, it's amazing to see. I am Shauna Deal, and I am the very new executive director for the Adonai Arts program here. And that is awesome for me to watch and see what I get to partner with here. It's awesome to see how the church is being the hands and feet of Jesus in a very real way. So I'm up here just to introduce this theme song that was written in honor of Rise and Shine. We talked about, Sabrina called me and we talked about having a song, and my husband is a songwriter, and so he went ahead and he wrote a song on theme for Rise and Shine. And then I said, how about we get our Warner kids involved? So we go in, as Adonai Arts, we go in twice a week to Warner, and we offer choir one day, and we do guitar classes. And it's been awesome to see. I've gotten to go just a couple times since I've been here, and in our guitar class, we have close to 40 kids, and it's just an awesome time to be together and get to know them and offer this, and we feel privileged to do that. So we had them sing some backup vocals, and you will hear that today on this song, so it's pretty cool. Enjoy that, and while you hear the song, we invite you to refill your coffee or whatever you need.
I can tell you're just surviving. If it's dark, just let some light in. But if you can't, I can be your lightning. I'll be lighting up the sky when I hear the sirens. Oh, I'll be by your side, see you through the night. Oh, you don't gotta fight. I'll be your lighthouse when yours is going out. Oh, 'cause if we're gonna rise, we're gonna rise together, together. If we're gonna shine, we're gonna shine together, together. So when you're going through all the lows, just remember that you're not alone. I can be the sunlight that's breaking through the dark. 'Cause if we're gonna rise, we're gonna rise together. When there's a canyon trying to beat us, I'll be building a bridge, nothing comes between us, no. I'll be by your side, see you through the night. Oh, you don't gotta fight. I'll be your lighthouse when yours is going out. Oh, 'cause if we're gonna rise, we're gonna rise together, together. If we're gonna shine, we're gonna shine together, together. So when you're going through all the lows, just remember that you're not alone. I can be the sunlight that's breaking through the dark. 'Cause if we're gonna rise, we're gonna rise together, together, together. Together, together. Together, together. So when you're going through all the lows, just remember that you're not alone. I can be the sunlight that's breaking through the dark. 'Cause if we're gonna rise, we're gonna rise together, together, together.
Good morning, everyone. We are standing here at the front entrance. Well, good morning, everyone. We are standing here at the front entrance to the Manor House at Cal Turner Jr.'s home here in Brentwood to say thank you. 10 years ago, Cal, you and I met, introduced by Mary Lee Fielder, a precious, precious woman
Yes, she was.
at First Church of the Nazarene, because she said, I had to meet you. Having really no idea at the time who you were or your history. And I found out that later, and then I made sure I called you. We built a friendship and a relationship that continues to this day, 10 years later. And I want to say first, thank you for being a friend to me.
I don't know that we built the friendship. I think God did.
Amen. Amen. But as a result of that relationship was, we were at the time heavily in debt still on our building. All of that's gone now, thanks be to God. We had this idea of a foundation called the 510, which simply is based on our address on Woodland Street, 510. Nothing real spiritual about that. We had the concept. We had an initial gift that had been given, which was wonderful, to kind of that foundationalize everything. But we didn't have the resources to start doing ministry in our community. And that was one of the primary purposes for starting the foundation. You and your family foundation, over a 4-year period, granted us almost $500,000. And basically that was based on trust that had been established through a friendship and through a cursory glance at who we were and who we wanted to become. But you saw that, and your heart was moved by that, and you invested in that. And we want to say thank you today for that. At the time that that grant ended, Cal, we had touched as a foundation through all of our various ministries, 6 at the time, we had touched about 30,000 people over a 4-year period. We would never have been able to do anything close to that had it not been for your family foundation investment. Dr. Sabrina Jones, our Chief Operating Officer, wants to present you with a token of appreciation that commemorates that. Sabrina?
Mr. Turner, on behalf of the 510 Foundation, in grateful appreciation to you for the Cal Turner Family Foundation's investment of faith through a generous grant to the 510 Foundation, the seeds you have sown continue to produce great kingdom impact on many lives. And on behalf of the 510 Foundation, I just want to say thank you for your investment in what we do and continue to do and will continue to do for years to come.
Thank you, Reverend Sabrina.
Amen. Amen.
And thank you, Kevin.
Yes.
And I thank you for giving us an opportunity for philanthropy that matters, that makes a difference. I was impressed with the ministry of your church that was committed to serving where you were and engaging others to come together with you.
This is our moment to celebrate that what was a ministry that touched about 30,000 lives in those years, now, 10 years later into the foundation and several years after your grant, has now touched, Cal, almost 100,000 people. And you think about that ministry tripling in effect over this period of time, and now 12 ministries, not 6, plus a couple of international things that we are involved in. None of which would have happened had we not had that bridge that you built and that God used you to build with us. And we are indeed grateful.
Thank you for saying God used me to do that. And I thank God that He did. When you have achieved financial success in life, you find that the challenge is to be a good steward of that, and for your success to be used somehow in ministry that matters. And I've been impressed with your ministry and what your church does.
Thank you, brother.
And it did start with Mary Lee.
That's good.
And I bet there are a lot of Mary Lees out there.
There are.
Who will carry on beautifully.
Yeah.
And this is an award I'll cherish.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there's one more thing we got to surprise you with today. Next year, this is our first fundraiser. This will be seen at the first one. Next year, 2022, we will present from there forward each year to someone who has invested mightily in 510 Foundation the Cal Turner Jr. Award.
I thank you, and I thank God that you are about doing all of that. And the support you'll get from those who will see this video is moving to me.
Thank you.
Hard to follow that. The video I thought was really great, and I appreciate all those that put it together. So I thought about a few remarks this morning, and we're on the clock, so we will get you out here by 8:30. A couple of months ago, I went to a seminar, and I heard the term used by one of the speakers, front line, on the front line. And that phrase has stuck with me since that time. And what we have are a lot of frontline workers. So I would like for all those people who are involved in one of the ministries, if you're on the staff, if you're a volunteer, if you're on the 510 board, just stand up real quick, real quick, real quick, real quick. Thank you, thank you. Frontline, what does it mean at 510? It means teaching a child to dance, teaching a child to play the piano when they don't know what they're doing. It takes patience and tenderness and love. Kid wants to play the black keys, well, they're the white keys, but they haven't learned yet that you can play Amazing Grace on just the black keys. It's teaching people to sew. It's providing meals and serving those meals at Emmaus. It's house to home, delivering beds, finding people who are homeless and they've got an opportunity to have a home, and you make it a home instead of just a room. It's been my privilege to be on the board of 510 and serve as chairman and president for a lot of those years since 2012. We started as the legacy giving portal for First Church, and now it's the umbrella under which all the outreach ministries occur. So I'm very happy and very pleased that God has blessed 510 with responsibility and with opportunities and with people who can deliver, and they have delivered, and they deliver every single day. I'm going to turn it over to Steve Reed in a minute, who's our treasurer. But a couple things I want to say to you first. I want to emphasize a little bit the Hope Farm Poultry Project. We have a $20,000 matching gift. So if we raise $20,000 in the not too distant future, then $20,000 is going to match it. So we'll have $40,000 of the 50. I know of 5 right now that's in. So we need 15 more. When you think about what that farm can do for those people, you saw the video. You saw how desolate the country is. You saw how the people. This provides food, it provides money, it provides opportunities to send children to school, food on a table. What more can there be for that? So think about Hope Farm. Another interesting event that just, I think, occurred, it's probably on its way now. you'll notice when Steve talks about it a little bit, house to home, and there are different items in each one of the presentations in the book, as you've seen. There was an item on there under house to home about a truck. The money's in or on the way for that $20,000 truck. Now let me tell you what that means. What that means is house to home can double their deliveries, double their pickups, double their opportunities. And what they've said is they want to double the people that they serve. They're well on their way, and so get behind that one. All these other ministries are very important, so I would encourage you to look at the booklet. Thank you for coming. It's number one, first time. We've learned a lot. We continue to learn. I want to thank particularly Sabrina and Mariah. This would not have happened. Emails at 5 o'clock in the morning, texts at 5 o'clock in the morning, texts at 10 o'clock at night. It's a good thing I don't sleep a lot. But in any event, she has worked hard. Mariah has worked hard. And all these volunteers that served, that greeted, that worked in the kitchen, thank you. Thank you. And that's one of the things about frontline people. Thank yous don't come often. They come once in a while. So I thank you. Steve Reed, Mr. Treasurer.
Well, good morning. Isn't it a privilege to hear what God is doing through his servants? I'm Stephen Reed. I'm the current treasurer of the 510 Foundation. On behalf of the board, I'd like to take a moment to thank the folks that made the breakfast possible. Again, Sabrina, Michael Gray, the food was great, by the way, back there, Michael. And the crew, lots of folks made this happen. So I want to take just a second, just in case you want to chase somebody down and talk to them a little bit more. I want people to stand up. So let's see. Shauna, where are you sitting? Stand up. So if somebody wants to chase her down after we break, you can chase her down. We've got, let's see, the Reverend Dr. Washington. That's Emmaus. All right, there she is. Where's Audrey? I see her. Oh, she's in the kitchen. Well, if you go back there, you might have to do dishes. I'm not sure. Michael Gray's back there too. If you want to chase down Michael, he's back in the kitchen if you want to talk to him. Justice Circle. Let's see. Where's our Justice Circle? In the kitchen too? Oh, that's Sabrina. All right, well, we'll go with Sabrina there. Bethany Tibbs, where are you? There's Bethany. That's the mops. Don Deal, where are you for back over there? Nazareth, we got Corey. Corey is, stand up. He's a tall one, yeah. Evidently, that wreck messed up your hand there a little bit. Okay. Let's see. We got Catherine Oliver for PNO. Where are you at, Miss Catherine? Come on, stand up so they can see you. Let's see. Is Mr. Maroney, Pastor Maroney. Stand up. Come on. They got to see you. Haiti. School partnership. Miss Juanita. Yeah, girl. And David Lee, where are you at? I saw him up here. And let's see, Danielle and Anna Berry, are you here? Oh, there she is. Okay. All right. Well, if you want more information and you want to get personal with them, just walk up and ask how you can help. Okay. On behalf of the board, I'd like to thank all the folks that work in each of these ministries that the foundation has the privilege to help support. It's exciting what these folks are accomplishing and the way they are changing people's lives. As a treasurer, I'd like to thank all the folks that have contributed over the years so that these ministries have been able to continue. And as the treasurer, I'd like to ask you to contribute to the 510 Foundation to keep these ministries going, whether through QR for you younger folks, and for the old folks like me, cash, checks, we'll take anything. And there's a lot of different ways that you can contribute. I know the stock market's been pretty strong the last year and a half. If you have some stock that you would like to give, we are set up for that so that you don't have to pay tax on the gains. If you're over 70 and a half, you can take your required minimum distributions to go straight to the foundation so that you don't have to pay tax on that. We've been privileged over the last couple of years. We've had a few folks leave homes to the foundation. So if any of those are of interest to you, we'll be glad to meet with you and see how it fits your particular situation. There's a funding mission card on the table. That's the big square one. And then there's a little one that's a reminder that you can take home. And there's an envelope on the table. I thought this was just artwork. Actually, it's an envelope. So that's the big envelope that if you'll fill out that card and put your contribution in there, I'd appreciate it, and we would appreciate it very much. So, Pastor, if you'll come up and say our dismissal prayer. Thank you. Yes. Fill out the cards, put them in the envelope, and leave them on the table. Thank you.
And if you're not young but you want to do the QR, you just put your camera on your phone. You just actually put like you're going to take a picture of that code on whatever page of the booklet you're interested in helping, and voila, you'll go right there. Isn't that exciting how that works? So that's the way that happens if you're not used to that. Let's pray together. I do want to say one last thank you to Don Stanley, who had to work with sweat and blood to get the sound system demons exorcised a few moments ago. Thank you, Don. Whatever church you may be affiliated with, we believe that the devil himself resides in sound systems. And it doesn't really matter what your denomination is. The forces of darkness are in sound systems. So let's pray together. Thank you, Lord, for the incredible stories that we've heard today. Thank you for those who had vision to get us started years ago. Thank you for the generosity through the years of so many others. Thank you for the frontline workers that David has talked about today. And thank you for the lives being changed. It was quite a story we just heard. And we thank you and praise you and are humbled by every single opportunity we've had to touch someone's life in your name. Now speak to these hearts and others that they will communicate with across the years ahead. And may your kingdom come and will be done through every aspect of this ministry, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen. You can always find us at 510foundation.org also with all these ministries there. 510 Foundation, 510foundation.org. God bless you. Thank you. We also have the coffee bags of this special Bongo Java blend. It's for sale as you leave, and more coffee